Hi there, I'm Kendall, SDP's man on the street, and we're going to meet Vivian, an independent facilitator, to talk about SDP, or more specifically, what it is. So let's get going and go meet Vivian. Here with Vivian. How are you doing, Vivian?
I'm good, Kendall. How are you?
Good. What is the SDP in simple terms?
It's basically where the participant, through a person-centered planning process, is given the freedom, choice, responsibility, and control of choosing services to support their short and long-term needs and developing goals to kind of go after those services.
Explain what a person-centered plan is.
Well, a person-centered plan helps the participant dream big. So it allows the participant to have a greater voice in their planning. It helps identify their strengths, their desires, their hopes and dreams, and really kind of put together a blueprint of how to make that happen for their future.
What's the process of switching to SDP?
They usually attend a self-determination orientation, and that gives them a lot of information about self-determination, what's involved. And then if the participant would like, or their family supports would like, they could retain an independent facilitator to kind of help guide them through that process. It's not required, but it's often recommended just to be able to kind of go through all the different steps involved. Once a budget and spending plan are completed, then the person is well on their way to becoming self-determined.
What is an SDP budget?
The SDP budget is based on current services that the individual has, plus any changes in their needs or unmet needs that they've had over the past year.
What types of services are available under SDP?
There are services actually that are part of the traditional system. There's a couple of additional services that are available through SDP. However, it avails the participant in being able to access these services from the general community rather than from those providers that are specifically through the regional center. So it gives them the opportunity to select the providers that they want to work with, determine the criteria that they want for those services. So that's kind of how it generally works with SDP services.
Explain the difference between a budget and a spending plan.
So the budget is the total amount of funds that are available to the individual to use, whereas the spending plan is more of how the individual will be purchasing those services. So how they want to allocate those funds towards the different services.
What are the barriers to SDP?
Time. The length of time sometimes that it takes to get into SDP can be quite daunting. I always explain this to participants in their circles of support as just making sure you have all your ducks in a row and being sure that, all the elements are kind of in place, or, identifying who the vendors are. Some people may not know who they want to work with or what services they want to have. So those can be barriers because those can kind of prolong the time from moving from the traditional system to self-determination.
Has SDP changed the lives of your clients?
Self-determination has brought a positive spin and looking at how do we want to promote strengths? How do we want to celebrate, embrace, and increase, one's strengths and gifts that they have to bring to the community. It's really changed their lives for the better. I think it's raised more confidence. It's promoted more self-advocacy. It's really kind of brought their dreams, goals, wishes, and desires to fruition, being able to see it, and it's really made such individuals, I think, heard in a better and improved light. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about it.
Thank you for joining us for SDP's Man on the Street. Thank you, Vivian, for being part of this.
Thank you.
I hope you had a good time learning what the self-determination program is and had a good time with Vivian. But until then, in our next video, this is Kendall signing out.